Fantastic question. Here's the thing. You're talking about a first-time investment property. Good for you. You saved up some cash. You want to leverage it. You want some skin in the game. And you want to make a good decision, a good investment decision. Great. So, yeah, let's talk about your options. You're asking one-bedroom condo. So what this tells me is that you're probably, and again, I don't know your specifics. So my phone's always on for you, by the way. I don't mind taking the call and just running through some numbers and really chatting about your particular situation. But from what I gather, I'm thinking you're in the 400 to 800,000 range. Give or take a couple hundred K. So in that price range, there are a lot of options. And what you're talking about, you said mortgage to rent. You're talking about cash flow, right? And so as an investor, you really have two things to look at in the long run. You want cash flow and also appreciation potential, right? And in the Bay Area, you're definitely going to have more appreciation potential than cash flow because the price is so high, right? So number one, let's talk about cash flow, right? You really want to say, are you positive or are you negative, right? Just positive, negative. It's like an episode of ER or something, Anyways, so obviously you want your cash flow to be as positive as possible, and there are certainly good options for that. I would stay away from the condos, to be frank with you, because not only is it a one-bedroom condo, the rent is probably not as good as you could get for a 4-bedroom single family. And you're like, 4-bedroom single family, is that possible? Yes, it is. You just have to ask yourself, do you want to be sexy or do you want to be rich? Because, see, the sexy thing to do is to buy in the mid-peninsula or somewhere along the peninsula, and you have your condo and you have your skin in the game, and okay, great. But let's ask yourself this. First of all, how much further is that condo going to appreciate? And is it going to appreciate as well as the single family in maybe a not so sexy part of town, or maybe a little bit out of town? But is it going to appreciate better? A single family, maybe a duplex or a couple of duplexes, depending on how far you go out, or a couple of single families. These are all different ideas. And look, I work with investors all the time. And so when you really sit down and think about it, you begin to think, okay, look, I could get way more rent in the short term. That's going to help me short term. And then also you pick areas where you feel, not like feel because like feeling, but like based on data and based on good judgment, you can make a good decision for your money and say, look, I think that this area is going to take off, and it should at least hold its value, while you're collecting rent in the short term. So these are all things to think about. Also, one thing we didn't talk about with the condo is that you also have the HOA, and God knows that in Silicon Valley we're talking at least $300, and in most cases more. So these are all things that you need to think about, and that's going to affect your cash flow, by the way. So yeah, all things to think about. Again, more than happy to talk about it, and you can leave a question, phone, text, email, whatever. I don't mind. Hope that helps, and hope that gave you some good ideas. Bye.